What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 2024 Hyundai Sonata Limited. This one is the hybrid, finished in carbon blue. It may look black in the sunlight, which we don't have today. You're gonna see like a purple bluish metallic flake all throughout it. So pretty unique color combination. This car is $38,500, and letting it unlock with the smart key, we can pop the hood and see what is powering this hybrid sedan. So there's gonna be a hood latch on the right side, and this even has the gas struts to hold it up. But underneath the hood, this has a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid engine with net horsepower of 192. Also has 139 pound-feet of torque, front-wheel drive with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Running on a 13.2 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 44 miles per gallon in the city with 51 out on the highway, and curb weight is around 3,700 pounds. Taking a look at the styling, when the car's running, this whole light bar will be lit up in white, and then you can see your turn signal color is going to be that cool amber on the side of the car. Actual headlights are going to be down below. You have some nice black trim surrounding them, a little cutout for some airflow. Then I like the satin silver trim all throughout. We have a forward facing camera, safety sensor, parking sensors, and then a lot of openings to provide cooling to the engine. Got a nice aggressive splitter as well, and then pretty sharp body lines throughout it with some clean sloping bodywork. So pretty cool design overall. It's definitely a unique car. You have your Hyundai badge in the center, sharp body lines on the hood, and overall it's definitely unique, but also looks pretty cool as well. Kind of has a luxury vibe. At the side, we have a set of 17-inch wheels, dual tone color, kind of a whirlwind spiral design, sharp body lines surrounding the front fender, and then a trim piece on the side with an LED turn signal. You have sharp lines all throughout the doors as well. Body color mirror caps and door handles, silver trim surrounding the windows, and then it's got a full panoramic sunroof with all the glass. Side profile is about what you would expect. It looks like a mid-size sedan, a little bit extra sharp lines comparing it to some other vehicles, and I like how this one just kind of cuts all the way into the taillights. So back here you got a nice design for the taillights, kind of like a spoiler too, and then you can see the little fins up on top, and I really like the LED bar. This will light up the whole way, looking very cool. And then you can see your badging throughout the center, a little bit of silver trim throughout the bottom, gloss black accents, parking sensors as well, and it definitely comes together to be pretty sporty looking. You're also going to get a button next to your backup camera, and we can automatically pop open the trunk, and you have quite a lot of space in here. So definitely pretty roomy for whatever you're gonna need. There's even a little hand cutout to lift this up, extra storage down here, and then you can manually pull these. That's gonna unlock those rear seats. So from there, you can just pull these down manually, and you can see them fold down nice and flat. Good amount of space into the trunk with a large cutout, and still space in front of those seats as well. So pretty practical car, not too bad. Power operations once again, closing that up. So this one has a gray leather interior, and if we put these back up, you can see all the space. So in the center, we can pull this down. You have an armrest along with 2 cup holders. You can see the smooth leather along with the perforated leather all throughout the inserts. There's air vents, a few plugs, and a little bit of storage behind the passenger seat. On the door panel, you are going to see nice sunshades, some leather material with some stitching, nice design for your grab handle, a big armrest as well. And then hopping into this car, at 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, I have a pretty good amount of space in here, and I do like the overall recline angle. It's actually a really comfortable seat. Lots of glass in here too. Armrests are all really nice. So yeah, definitely not a bad car at all. Really spacious feeling back here. Moving on to the driver's seat, you'll have that smart key to lock and unlock the door handle, and then you can get a nice look at the overall interior. Same materials on the door, soft touch plastics. We do have memory seating, massive armrest, grab handle once again, all your controls. Sonata is written out on the door sill, and then you're going to see all of the power controls. So you got that combination of the smooth leather with the perforated leather. Very comfortable looking seats. 3-spoke steering wheel finished in the gray leather. And then once inside, you close the door, the memory seating goes back to where it was with the comfort access, and then we can fire it up. So with the hybrid, you're not going to hear the engine turn on. It might turn on in a little bit though. On the steering wheel, we have controls for cruise control, along with our center screen we can toggle, and then Bluetooth and audio controls on the right. There are paddle shifters for the 6-speed, and then you can see the stock on the right side for windshield wipers, drive gear, and then headlights over on the left. Looking through the center screen, you can toggle just a few things, and then you can look at all your trip information and other vitals within the operation of the car. Doing the turn signal, you're going to get the cool cameras popping up, which is a really cool touch. And then over on the left side, you're going to see interior dimming, battery reset, trunk as well. Then you have one of your air vents. You can see ambient lighting throughout the dashboard. And then I like the soft touch vinyl material up on the dash. There is a heads-up display system, some more of that stitching, and then this gray wood type material on this plastic trim. More silver accents throughout the air vents. And then this is basically your normal Hyundai screen, kind of everything you would expect on these modern cars. Really easy to use, large tiles as well. You can go into all your hybrid and see a few different things that the car is doing. From here, we can twist that back for reverse. You can see your backup camera along with top-down view. We can see your front camera view as well. And then there's going to be a full 360 camera, so pretty easy to see around your car. Tapping the P button, we can go back into park. There are shortcuts all down below for the screen, and then physical climate controls all down below that. You can very easily sync them, adjust your temperature, fan speeds in the middle. You can toggle your ventilated seats up into your heated seats. And then you can see a few more controls throughout that. Plugs down below, you can toggle between charging and auxiliary, which is pretty nice to see. Wireless phone charging, and then a ton of storage throughout this center. There are some drive modes. You can have a eco mode, a custom mode, and then into a sport mode. And then you also have the auto hold, a few more icons, nice armrest, and then opening that up, you have a pretty good amount of storage space. Glove box on the right side, pretty large as well. And then one last look at the interior. Definitely a nice place to be. It feels pretty luxurious, pretty good use of materials, looks really nice. Massive sunshade as well. You can easily open that up and get a lot of glass. Glass itself will pop open as well. And then we have dome-like controls and a very thin mirror. So setting off now in the Hybrid Sonata, full throttle sport mode. And right up to the speed limit really easily. So honestly, this engine configuration still is pretty peppy. In sport mode, when you take your foot off the gas, you will feel the regenerative braking a little bit stronger. Eco mode, it'll coast more like a typical car. So in this now, getting my bearings, visibility is great as you would pretty much expect on any normal sedan. Looking over your right shoulder, left shoulder, everything. Lots of glass, so really easy to see around. Seats are pretty comfortable. It feels really roomy in this car. I mean, I have no issues just sitting here, racking up the miles for a long time. Suspension also rides really nice. You can tell there is some luxury in this car with the way it tackles bumps. It just kind of floats over things, so it's a really comfortable car to drive. You do hear just a little bit of wind noise in general. It's not a lot, but I just noticed that just a tad. Other than that, though, pretty quiet vehicle to be in. Ergonomics are also pretty nice in this car. It's really easy to use. Of course, I love physical climate controls so much better than having to dive into the screen every time. So it's nicely laid out. And then the way it drives pretty solid. Taking some long sweepers. The steering has some good weight. There's not enough power to really give you any torque steer, so you're not going to feel the drivetrain through the steering. And then the hybrid integration, you can't ever tell that it's working. I really like, you'll notice the tachometer right there is at 2,000 RPM. If I start coasting again, it's gonna go into the EV mode right there. It'll say it on the dash. And right now the battery is driving the electric motor. The engine's not even on. Giving it a little bit throttle, the engine now turned on. Couldn't hear it, couldn't feel it whatsoever. So the hybrid integration is really, really smooth, better than a lot of other hybrids. And then if I toggle through my own driving to see how I've been doing in this car, it gets really good gas mileage. I've been averaging 44.8, and that is with me stepping on it, playing around with this for a little bit in the video. But I still have almost 200 miles of range, and I am well over a quarter tank. So it's a pretty efficient car, a pretty nice place to be. And given it's way under 40 grand, I mean, this is not an expensive car, and this is a loaded car with all the features you could imagine. So definitely not a bad hybrid option to go with. I think you really do get quite a lot. Use of storage all works really well. And then tackling this big bump, I mean, that just floated through that. That is so nice. I think the build quality is pretty good in these cars as well. Hyundai has really stepped it up in the last decade, and nowadays I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with just a really good value for what you're buying and what you're getting. And if you want a nice, comfortable sedan that's incredibly economical and luxurious at the same time, this might be the best way to go.